All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're going way back, unearthing the long and, well, sparkling history of gem hunting.
I love it. Yeah.
You know, you sent us some really fascinating material on this one, tracing this whole human obsession, really, from early days all the way to, like, the cutting edge. And maybe even, like, hints at what might be coming next.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, like always, our mission is to kind of sift through all of this.
Yeah.
Right. And bring you, the listener, the most interesting little nuggets, the fascinating bits.
The gems of the gem hunt.
About how humans have, well, gone after and valued these stones across, well, all of history, really.
Yeah, and I think what's so captivating about this topic is that it's not just about the rocks, right? The pretty stones. It's really a story that runs through, like, all of human history. Innovation, technology, art, global trade, you name it.
Okay, so let's dig in, pun intended. You know, the sources really point out that, like, initially, gems weren't just about beauty. It was also about utility, right?
True, absolutely.
Like practical uses. Think about those early humans, you know, what they were using.
Yeah, totally, yeah. You know, for Neanderthals, materials like flint were, like, essential. It was their multi-tool, right?
Yep.
But it's amazing how quickly that practicality gets all mixed up in, like, ritual, adornment, like, right from the get-go. And we see it so early on, you know. Your sources talk about, like, the turquoise mines of ancient Egypt. I mean, that's already deliberate, right, when they're going after those stones. Not for sharp edges, but for something more.
Turquoise in ancient Egypt? That's wild. Okay, so picture this. You're one of these, like, early gem hunters. What are you doing? What's in your toolkit?
Well, I mean, it's pretty basic, right? We're talking, like, digging sticks, maybe some sharpened stones for, like, breaking up harder rock.
Okay.
And you're really just out there scanning with your eyes, you know?
Right.
Looking for those telltale signs. A flash of color, a glint in the sunlight.
Yeah.
And then it's manual labor, right? Digging it out, sifting through the material, probably working near water if you can, makes things easier.
Right. And so, of course, as societies become more, like, complex, right, so do the methods.
Exactly.
The sources detail this whole rise of, like, proper gem mining. How did that change things?
Well, the tools get better, you know? Picks, shovels. That means you can go deeper. But the real game changer, water.
Okay.
Techniques like sluicing, panning, those let you process, like, way more material at once, separate the lighter stuff from the heavier gems, you know? And then later on, things like hydraulic mining come along, and it's like, boom.
Yeah.
Everything ramps up.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think about how, like, ancient Rome or civilizations in India, they were already so advanced in their techniques, right?
Oh, yeah.
What were they doing?
I mean, they're getting good at spotting those geological formations that are, like, more likely to hold gems. They've got organized labor systems going on, and, you know, they're definitely building up their knowledge, like the properties of different stones, where they occur, all of that.
Okay. So then we move into the medieval and Renaissance periods, right?
Yeah.
And the focus seems to shift. Like, it's less about utility, more about the beauty of the gem.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
Well, think about the context, right? You've got this flourishing of art, craftsmanship. Suddenly, techniques for polishing, cutting gems, they're evolving like crazy, so you're unlocking that brilliance. Gems become objects of desire. And that's where, like, jewelers, lapidaries, they really come to the forefront.
Lapidaries.
Yeah, those are the experts who identify and work with the gems, right? And they're in high demand. Royal courts, wealthy elites, everyone wants them.
So as gems become more about beauty, knowing how to identify them, like, really precisely, that must become crucial.
Absolutely. You got to be able to tell what's what, right? Understand the properties, how to work with them. It's a high-value skill set all of a sudden. It's like the dawn of real gemological expertise.
And then, bam, the age of exploration hits.
Right.
And it just throws the doors wide open, doesn't it?
It does. The Americas, Africa, Asia, new sources, new gems flooding onto the world stage.
That's like, whoa.
Yeah, and you've got those global trade networks, even though, you know, a lot of it's driven by colonialism. They're spreading these treasures everywhere. And with this expansion, you get new technologies, too. Early machinery, even explosives for mining. It's a whole new ballgame.
Which, of course, leads us to today. It's not just about, like, walking along and spotting a pretty pebble anymore.
Nope.
Technology is everything.
Yeah, it's high-tech treasure hunting, really.
Oh, yeah.
Geological surveys, satellite imagery to spot promising formations. I mean, we're even using AI now to analyze data, predict where gems might be.
That's incredible. And it's really good to see, you know, this growing emphasis on responsible, sustainable mining.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the sources, they touch on this idea, right? It's still
Mhm.
far off, maybe a bit sci-fi, but like exploring space for gemstones.
That's a fascinating one, isn't it? It really speaks to that drive, you know,
Okay.
to explore, to find these beautiful, valuable things, and just keep pushing the boundaries of where you might find them.
It really is. From
Um,
simple flint tools to like potentially mining asteroids.
Right.
What a journey.
It is.
And it just, it highlights that human fascination with these natural wonders.
Yeah, and if you think about why it persists, this fascination, it seems to tap into something deep within us, like a connection to the beauty of nature, the ingenuity to go out there and unearth it, transform it.
This has been a really fantastic deep dive into the world of gem hunting. So for you, the listener, a little food for thought. Think about this. Given our, relentless pursuit of beauty and resources, how do you think the way we find and value gems, how will that evolve? Could future generations discover entirely new treasures in places we can't even imagine right now? What would those mean to them? It's really, really fascinating stuff.
Hey there,
It is.
fellow
See you next
movie
time.
enthusiasts.
Deep dive.
Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of gemstone hunting, from its ancient origins to the modern era. So, buckle up and let's explore the captivating history of gemstone hunting. From the ancient Egyptians to the Roman Empire, gemstones have always held a special place in human history. The Egyptians believed that gemstones held magical powers, and they were often used in jewelry and amulets. The Romans, on the other hand, used gemstones as currency and even as a form of payment for their soldiers. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, and gemstones became a symbol of power and wealth. The elite class would often adorn themselves in jewelry made of precious gems, while the lower classes would use them for healing purposes. In the modern era, gemstone hunting has evolved into a global industry. From the mines of Africa to the jewelry stores of New York City, gemstones are now part of our everyday lives. Very early, Neanderthals utilized flint for tools, demonstrating an early recognition and use of a readily available mineral with desirable properties: hardness, ability to be shaped. Ancient Egyptians begin mining turquoise, indicating a more deliberate effort to acquire specific colored gemstones for adornment and likely ritualistic purposes. Various early civilizations around the world begin incorporating gemstones into their rituals and for personal adornment, showcasing a growing appreciation for their aesthetic and symbolic value. Early tool development. Rudimentary tools such as basic digging implements and sifting methods are developed to aid in the initial stages of gemstone hunting and extraction from surface deposits and shallow ground. Basic methods for early detection, likely based on visual identification, promising rocks and minerals, emerge. The rise of gem mining. Ancient mining techniques. The development of more sophisticated hand tools like picks, shovels, and sieves allows for more efficient and deeper excavation of gem-bearing areas. Water-based mining. Techniques utilizing water power and its properties, such as sluicing, panning, and eventually more advanced hydraulic mining, are developed to separate valuable gemstones from surrounding soil and gravel. Ancient Rome and India. These civilizations developed notable early mining practices, demonstrating advancements in extraction techniques and a structured approach to acquiring gemstones from their respective territories. Medieval and Renaissance innovations. Gemstone enhancement. The emergence of gemstone polishing and cutting techniques marks a significant shift towards enhancing the aesthetic beauty and brilliance of gemstones, increasing their value and desirability. The role of jewelers and artisans. Jewelers and skilled artisans become central figures in shaping, setting, and incorporating gemstones into jewelry and other decorative objects for royal courts and wealthy individuals, signifying a growing market and demand for finished gem products. Gemstone identification. The development of early gemstone identification methods and the rise of lapidaries experts in recognizing and evaluating gemstones indicate a growing understanding of gemological properties and a need to differentiate various stones. The age of exploration and global expansion. New World discoveries, exploration and colonization of the Americas lead to the discovery of new gemstone deposits and previously unknown varieties of gemstones. African and Asian sources, expansion of trade routes and colonial endeavors open up new sources of gemstones in Africa and Asia, introducing a wider array of gems to the global market. Impact of trade and colonialism. Trade networks and colonial power structures significantly influenced gemstone hunting, facilitating the movement of gems across continents and sometimes leading to exploitation of resources and labor in newly discovered regions. Technological advancements in extraction, new technologies and tools, including early forms of mining machinery and the use of explosives, begin to be employed to extract gemstones more efficiently and from deeper deposits. Modern gem hunting. Integration of advanced technology. Modern gemstone hunting incorporates sophisticated technologies such as geological surveys to identify potential gem-bearing areas, remote sensing for example, satellite imagery to analyze surface features, and AI-powered analysis of geological data to predict gem locations. Shift towards ethical and sustainable practices. Growing awareness of the environmental and social impacts of mining leads to an increasing emphasis on ethical and sustainable gemstone mining practices, including responsible sourcing, minimizing environmental damage, and ensuring fair labor conditions. Space exploration and future potential. The ongoing exploration of space raises the possibility of discovering new mineral resources, including gemstones, on other celestial bodies, hinting at a potential future frontier for gemstone hunting beyond Earth. Cast of characters: early humans, Neanderthals. While not individuals, they represent the earliest known humanoids to recognize and utilize minerals flint for practical purposes, marking the dawn of interaction with gem-like materials. Ancient Egyptians. As a civilization, they were among the first to actively mine specific colored gemstones, turquoise, demonstrating a more advanced stage of gem acquisition beyond simple surface collection. Early civilizations general represent a broad range of ancient societies that recognize the aesthetic and symbolic value of gemstones, incorporating them into rituals and adornment, signifying a growing cultural significance of these materials. Early tool developers. Anonymous individuals or groups who innovated rudimentary tools for digging, sifting, and basic detection of gemstones, laying the foundation for more advanced mining techniques. Ancient miners. Rome and India represent the skilled laborers and organizers in ancient Roman and Indian societies who developed and implemented early mining practices, showcasing advancements in extraction techniques and resource management. Medieval and Renaissance jewelers and artisans, skilled craftspeople who developed techniques for polishing, cutting, shaping, and setting gemstones, playing a crucial role in transforming raw stones into valuable and aesthetically pleasing objects for the elite. Lapidaries. Individuals who emerge as experts in the identification and evaluation of different gemstones and their qualities, contributing to a growing understanding of gemology and facilitating trade and appreciation of diverse stones. Explorers and colonizers. While diverse, they represent the individuals and groups involved in the age of exploration who, often inadvertently, discovered new gemstone deposits and facilitated the introduction of new gems to the global market, sometimes with significant social and economic consequences. Mining technologists and engineers. Age of exploration onwards. Individuals and groups who developed and implemented new technologies for gemstone extraction, including mining machinery and the use of explosives, leading to more efficient and large-scale mining operations. Modern geologists and remote sensing specialists. Contemporary scientists who utilize advanced geological knowledge and remote sensing technologies to identify potential gem-bearing areas with greater precision. AI developers and data analysts. Modern professionals who develop and utilize artificial intelligence algorithms to analyze geological data and improve the prediction of gemstone locations. Ethical and sustainable mining advocates. Contemporary individuals, organizations, and companies that champion responsible and environmentally conscious gemstone mining practices. Space exploration scientists and engineers. Future-oriented individuals involved in space exploration who may potentially discover new mineral resources, including gemstones, on other celestial bodies. Open